Hi everyone, it's me, Tim. Today I want to talk to you about some coming out stories that I have. Yeah, I'm going to talk about being gay. This is the second of hundreds of videos I have where I've done that. But it's Friday Fun Day, right in the middle of June, Pride Month, so I'm going to do it. If this makes you feel oogie, and you guys know who you are, just skip it and I'll see you Monday. I'm not going to go over anything game development today. So, bye-bye. Anyway, so if you watched my other video about being a gay game developer, I didn't come out until my 30s, which, just to put things in perspective, meant I was very closeted in the 80s and 90s when I was a teenager and a young man. What I want to talk about today, I want to do a couple things. I want to tell you the different kinds of reactions I got when I came out in my 30s. And then I want to I want to try to give you some advice, but not all of you, just certain certain part of my audience. Anyway, let's talk about reactions first. So I came out 2002. I was probably 36. Depends on when I did it. My birthday's late in the year. Might have been 37. But so let's just say I came out in my mid 30s. I was finishing up Temple of Elemental Evil at Troika. Most of the reactions I got from people were, "Oh, okay." They literally didn't care, which was in some ways the best reaction you want to get. But there's this little bit of, "Oh, okay." Some people went, "Oh yeah, I figured you were gay. Yeah, I knew." To which to me sometimes felt like, wow, it took me a long time to figure it out. And you're like, "Oh yeah, I knew. I knew since I met you." A few people, just a couple, said, "Oh, I'm okay with that. We can still be friends." And it I that was such an odd thing to say, because they're saying it doesn't matter to them, but oh yeah, you can still be friends. So I always think of it in terms of like when I did genealogy for my family and I found out I was part Swedish. It'd be like as if I came out to someone, if what I said to someone was, "Oh, by the way, I'm Swedish." And then like if their response was, "That's okay, we can still be friends," that just sounds odd. So that's how it sounded to me. One friend got mad, but not mad in the bad way, got really mad in the good way. He literally said, "I can't believe you didn't tell me this earlier. God damn it. I would have been such a good ally to you. I would have set you up with my gay friends." he was upset that I didn't come out to him the moment we met a few years before, which was an unusual reaction. I didn't expect it, but I was like, okay, here's a very powerful ally. I did get a few people who went, "Really? You are?" And then that was followed by the inevitable questions. Some people wanted to know, "Well, how do you know?" Which, of course, leads me to respond, "Well, how do you know you're straight?" Which for some people really stumped them. They're like, and they're like, "Well, that's different." How? You somehow know your orientation. Me too. Now, some people wanted to know immediately their first reaction to me saying it's gay. It's like, "Oh, okay. Hey, what's your type?" Which, by the way, that took me a while to figure out because growing up in the 70s, the only gay representation on TV was pretty negative. Very effeminate, flamboyant gay men. And the few that weren't were very like skinny, hairless, what would be called twinks, which wasn't my type. So I didn't really know. I was like, I'm going to figure that out. What was interesting is when Robert, my husband, when he first started at Carbine, and we weren't even seeing each other, there was a guy there, Doug, who wanted to know what Robert's type was. He asked Robert, arrived, "Hey, I'm gay, blah, blah." And Doug was like, "Oh, really? What's your type?" And Robert tried to describe it, but Doug really wanted to know. And Robert would tell me that they'd go places. And Doug would be pointing out guys, "Is that your type? Is he your type?" They were in the car once, and they stopped at a light, and a guy was crossing at the crosswalk. And Doug was like, "Is that your type? Is that your type?" They were at a restaurant. "Hey, you have that guy in the corner. Is that your type?" Well, what I find funny is Doug was just very energetic, kind of bubbly young man, straight. he figured out Robert's type. He got really good. He honed in on it to the point where we'd be somewhere and Doug would go, I'd see Doug elbow Robert and go, that guy over there is totally your type. Very funny. The other funny reaction I got was a woman who worked at Troika when I came out said, oh, good. Now I can tell my mom to stop bothering me about dating you. And I was like, what? And she said, my mom really wants me to date you. And I'm like, but I'm 15 years older than you. And she said, that's okay. My dad's 15 years older than my mom. It doesn't matter to her. I'm like, well, why does she want me? And she goes, and she immediately went, well, she thinks you're really nice, you're really respectful, you're good looking, and you own your own home. I was like, okay, that's the checklist? She said, for my mom, yeah. And so she went and told her mom that I was gay. She came back the next day and went, she doesn't care. And I'm like, what do you mean she doesn't care? And she said, my mom basically said, tell him as long as I get a couple grandbabies, I don't care what he does on the side. Which is an interesting form of acceptance. It was a very unusual reaction I never expected to get from coming out. Now, yes, I came out later in life. Some people come out when they're teenagers. Some people come out in their 20s. Some people don't come out to their 40s and 50s. That's fine. It's different for everyone. So I'm not telling you these stories so that you know what to expect. As I like to tell people when they come up to me and when other LGBTQIA plus people ask me for advice, I'll usually say, look, we're on the same freeway, but we're in different lanes. So I can tell you what's coming up, major things coming up on this freeway, but I can't tell you exactly what potholes are going to be in your lane. So it's hard for me to give advice to, like, it would hard for me to give advice to someone who's lesbian or trans or bi. I don't have experience with that. However, I do have advice for my fellow gay men who, when one of your straight male friends finds out you're gay, they're going to ask you a question. They're going to ask you, hey, are you attracted to me? This is a trap. Right now in your head, you should see that Captain Goldfish guy from Star Wars going, it's a trap. And I will tell you why. For purposes of this question, there are only 3 types of straight guys. The first type will ask you the question, and if you say no, I'm not attracted to you, will immediately get upset and defensive. Why not? I'm not good looking enough. What's wrong with me? How dare you? that I've seen that reaction before. It's a weird reaction. It's like, what do you mean I'm not good looking enough? What do you mean you're not attracted to me? Then there's a second type of straight guy. They're asked that question, but if you say you're good looking, I'm a little attracted to you, their immediate reaction is ew, which first of all makes me wonder, why did you ask that question? But what I've gotten to the point now is I usually say, can I teach you a little exercise in self-reflection? First of all, I am not the only gay man out in the world. You've been checked out before, and you will be checked out in the future. Just at restaurants, at the movie theater, walking down the street, it's going to happen. But here's something I really want you to think about. If your reaction is ew, you should know that some women feel that way when you check them out. They're feeling, ew, that guy's checking me out. So think about that the next time you want that reaction. You're like, ew, a gay guy checked me out. Yep, some women feel the same way when you do. And then I said there were 3 types of straight guys. Well, the third type doesn't care if you found them attractive, but they won't even ask you that question. So I've been asked that question a few times, and the reaction was always, what do you mean you're never attracted to me, or ooh? I've never had them ask the question and go, And it's because if they don't care, they won't ask. So just know that if one of your straight friends asks you that question, it is a trap, because they're almost certainly in the first 2 of the 3 types. Anyway, I hope you're having a good Pride Month. I hope this video you found amusing and informative and fun, which is the spirit in which is intended. And if you want to talk about your coming out stories in the comments, feel free. Anyway, happy June, everyone.